God's number one job as your mommy is to make a way for you. And no matter how outlandish you choose to be, or how creative, how out of the box, artistic, wild, and extreme, God's job as your mommy is to make a way for you. The whole world could be drowning, but God's job, when she's being your mommy, is to make a way for you. Now, I'm going to be reading from this version of the Bible, the LOL Cat Bible. At the very beginning of humanity, Noah builds a ginormous boat, ginormous, super yacht, mega huge, so big, 3 stories, super big. So, when you're in the middle of an art project, you kind of chisel away at it for months, and then finally it's like it's kind of taking form, so you step back and you take a look at it. So Noah's standing there in front of his boat, and he asks God, is it too big? And God is like, I love it. It's so original. It's not like everyone else. And Noah said, I made it like how you told me, like as big as a football field. And God said, I know, and I love it. Everyone else makes these small boats because they just want to float in a lake and catch fish. And Noah is nodding his head like, yeah. Uh-huh. And God is like, and it's square. Boats are usually boat shaped. And Noah's like, yeah. And God's like, okay. And Noah's like, okay, what? And God's like, I'm going to make a way for you and all the animals. And Noah's like, what are you going to do? And God takes Noah's face in his hand and he says, listen to me, Noah. Don't be scared. And Noah's like, yeah, you're scaring me. And God's like, Mommy's here, Noah. Mommy's here. I'm going to save you. Just know this. No matter what happens, Mommy's going to make a way for you. And Noah's like, okay. Noah is one of the original mama's boys in the Bible. He listens to God, his mommy. And the Bible says Noah is a good boy. And no matter how wacky his mommy's advice is, Noah listens to his mommy. And no matter how wacky Noah's boat is wacky. God, his mommy's behind him 100%. So Noah is all snuggled up in his ginormous boat with all of his pets, listening to the sound of falling rain. And while the rest of the world drowns, God keeps Noah safe in his ark. Mommy God cradles him in the arms of the ocean. Remember what mommies do? They shelter you from the negativity in the world, and they keep you in your bubble of happiness. What applies to the rest of the world doesn't apply to you when you have mommy power working on your side. Please write that in your journal. Noah is one of the original mama's boys in the Bible. He hand builds an ark, he covers it in tar, and saves the entire animal queendom from going extinct. So this guy is an out-of-the-box thinker. And can you imagine sort of how Noah had to time everything? Because he's dealing with livestock, weather forecasting, construction. The logistics have to be like the inside of a Rolex. Like there are a ton of moving parts and all of them have to be precise. Have you ever tried to launch a big new idea? You can't be ahead of your time. You cannot be behind your time. You have to be right on time. Because when your idea is that cuckoo loco moco, timing is everything. It's the difference between the whole world is drowning, you're the only one with a football field sized waterproof shelter, and what the heck are you doing? Are you smoking something? Do I need to call a 12-step program for you? And the difference between you're crazy and you're successful is a membrane. And that membrane, that sheath, is your mommy.